Welcome everyone! Welcome to a very special stream I was really excited about doing. Today we're going to be playing Madou Monogatari Episode 2 Carbuncle, which released, it's in a pre-release state, I'm gonna pause it right there, today, 30 years ago. 30 years ago today, Japan was introduced to this character right here, Arle Nadja, who would 2 years later become the protagonist of the Puyo Puyo series. But this was her first debut, 30 years ago. And a lot of people don't know that much about, well, a lot of people in the West don't know that much about the Madou Monogatari series. And I figured it would be, just a fun time to revisit the first glimpse of Arle Nadja that Japan got together and talk a bit about her legacy as a character and the Puyo Puyo series and the Madou Monogatari series and the difference between Compile and Sega's take on the character and so forth. So, this is a little short, fun anniversary stream where I'm going to be playing Madou Monogatari 2, the original MSX version. It's not the Game Gear version. I know the Game Gear version has an English translation, and I did consider doing that, and I might do that at some other point, but for now, it's the original. Doing this 30th anniversary. Let's play some Madou Monogatari. So, there we go. So, Arle encounters this mysterious sorcerer who remains unnamed. We, who know the characters and how they evolved, know him as Sheso. And Sheso traps Arle in this maze with strange creatures. Basically, hellish creatures. If you know the characters from Madou Monogatari or Puyo Puyo, you know where that is going. And Arle goes on her way to try and find her way out. Now, I mentioned this is episode 2, Carbuncle. It says 1990 there, we'll get to that. Madou Monogatari was released as a trilogy at one point in 1990. 1, 2, and 3 dropped at the same time. And it's 3 separate chapters of Arle's life. But episode 2 was released a couple of months early, as I mentioned, November 7th, 1989, as a pre-release to hype up the game before the big release of all 3 parts. Which is why we're starting with the second chapter. The first chapter actually has Arle at age 6, still in kindergarten, doing a magic test at Magic Kindergarten, whereas now she's 16. So, here's the basic game. We can look around. It's a dungeon crawler, but it's not like any other dungeon crawler of the 80s. This is a voice acting RPG. I believe that's the actual term they use. I believe it's voice acting RPG or voice effect RPG, something like that. Basically, Arle's health and status will be conveyed to us through voiced lines. So the game is fully voiced. Well, not fully voiced. The dialogue isn't voiced, but Arle is fully voiced in combat, and that's how you know what your current status is, etc., etc. Which also I have volume control here to make sure I can get it at some decent level without interfering with the stream. Okay, so let's do this. We are going to... That's an odd way to look at. We're going to move forward here. There are 2, 3 doors in total. Maybe even 4 doors, actually. I forget now. I'm playing with a keyboard rather than a controller. So I need to double check to see how I access my menu. Okay, spaces menu. That's good to know. So that's the map right there, obviously. I don't think there's no open command, yeah. I should figure out what the cancel button is as well on keyboard. I've played this before, Okay, it's shift. But I played it with a controller then. And actually, I mainly played Madou Monogatari 1. Yeah, so it seems all these doors are locked. So if you ever played like any of the like 80s dungeon crawlers, this will seem fairly familiar to you. Oh! It's a wolf. Okay, so... we are going to use a spell. And that's basically how the voice acting thing works. I don't know how loud that was. I'm gonna actually bump it up a bit. Actually, up the desk body a bit as well. As you can hear it. So we're going to use, we can use something else. We can use some, I'm so bad at Japanese. I think this is ice. Yes, it's ice. And the wolfman is dead. That's good. That's our experience points. The little red orbs filling up there. Now we wanna, let's see. It would be this one. No? Okay. Is it not? Maybe I don't have any items. Is that it? See, yeah, so I'm not very good at reading Japanese. Oh shit. Which is a problem. I've said this before in other streams and videos that my limited Japanese expertise is basically all basically all dialogue based, and I still am really bad at even like hiragana and katakana because I have really bad visual memory. Oh, it ran away. What the fuck? But we followed the map just fine. Yeah, then we can bump into the wall all we want. That's not gonna help us. I was hoping we were gonna run into a Puyo, but I guess the Puyo are low-level enemies from the first Madou Monogatari, and they were basically just slimes from Dragon Quest. But they were called Puyo instead of slimes to not make it too obvious that they were just slimes from Dragon Quest. That's actually that's the actual story from the developer. That's why I find it really funny, like how Puyo and slimes developed in very different ways from their origins, even though they started out as basically the exact same thing. The problem with not being able to just see my health is that it's really tricky to know when I have to heal. Okay, so let's try and figure out where we went wrong. Okay, let's look at the map again. There might be a key here? Nope. See, from what I know of the original Madou Monogatari, the first episode, is that sometimes you will just discover stuff in alleyways, which is why I'm currently walking around trying to do that. So this game actually, this trilogy got a bunch of remakes and ports and stuff. The original one was on MSX, that's the version I'm playing right now. The MSX home computer. Which is a really cool system actually. Has a lot of really neat games. Of course, most famously probably Metal Gear. But like I like a There we are. We got a key. We don't have a lot of health and... Oh. Come on. Come on, die. Thank you. Please die faster. Well, now we're feeling good at least. That was definitely a good health item I picked up there and used. Question is, which door does that key lead to? Might as well try all of them, I guess. Oh! It opens all of them. That's convenient. Not a wolf. Well, we're currently healthy, so that's fine. But yeah, so this got ported to the PC98, which added a bunch of new parts to the game. And did I just die? I think I just died. I think what it took wasn't health, but some sort of power boost, and that's why Arle started looking so psyched. Okay, well, at least I know where I'm going, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this is basically what I expected from playing a game I can't read. I also stopped listening to Arle, which was probably a bad idea. This is fine. We know where to find the key. Hello, Wolfman. But yeah, so they ported to Piece 98, which they added a bunch of stuff there. It's also the one that's infamously like gory. Like this game has its own moments of gore. Episode 3 especially has this really horrid image where Arle's hands are like inflicted with frostbite, and they're just like really just red and gushing, and she starts rubbing it, and it's like, oh no. There we go. Key found. I really need to learn what the healing item is. I'm going to actually pay attention and check the other items next time I look in the inventory. Well, when I get some items. The PC98 version added more gore. You famously decapitate Chesaw, and his decapitated head starts attacking you, so you burn it up. They also made ports of all the games to okay. Boiled egg. Yeah, it was that simple. Bakuhatsu tamago. Boiled egg. I'm guessing that's a form of food that gives me back health? Let's see what happens, I guess. Arle still looks equally worried. Let's check the, Wait, what? Does that mean that I just died. The boiled egg did nothing. Okay. This is going to be a problem. Also, this game has really long loading times because it's a floppy disk game. I knew I was gonna have problems. I didn't think I would have problems getting past the first stage. I did not have this much trouble with episode 1. That's probably because episode 1 actually starts off with healing items, but still. Anyway, they also got ported to the Game Gear. And the Game Gear versions, as I mentioned, also got fan translations. I think those are the only ones that have complete fan translations. like of all 3 chapters, but I could be wrong. This is a really mean start. I'm just getting wailed on. Well, at least I won the battle, I guess. I don't have any items, so I'm basically dead next fight. But it turns out we picked up the key somewhere else then. Ugh. Ah, we're dead. Yeah, the game is not forgiving. They made a remake of the first Madou Monogatari episode for Super Nintendo, which was changed. It changed its name to like Madou Monogatari Dai something Hanamaru. Basically, like big kindergarten kids, and it's much more like traditional early 90s RPG, JRPG, and it's more fluffy and kid-friendly. They made a remake of the first episode from Mega Drive. That one's actually included on a Japanese Mega Drive Mini. Mega Drive Classic? What do they call that one? I actually don't know. It's probably Classic. It sounds more like something... Oh. Okay, so we can't just leave the dungeon. That's good to know. And then they also made a remake of the first episode for... I want to run away from this one. They also made a remake of the first episode for the... So that's the key, okay. We can take a wolfman. They made a remake of it for the PC Engine. The PC Engine Super CD system, to be exact. That's probably the most advanced version of Madou Monogatari 1, and I have mistakenly referred to it as a Windows 95 version before. But to rush over to the key, which is over here, I'm going to save. It probably wants me to actually have a... Wait, no. Oh, really? It had save slots? No, okay. Yeah, okay, I thought so. So yeah, let's change out our... let's put in our user disk. But I did. Now I'm very confused. Unless it means that I should use the utility disk, maybe? No. Same error message. Like, it should reasonably be the... user disk. Oh, now it worked. Okay. Fair enough. There we go. So, I think we have now saved the game. And that's how you load. It's not a great way to go about this, but it's better than losing all my progress, I guess. Still to figure out what the spells are. Maybe the combat spells and the non-combat spells are just always kept apart. That would explain some stuff. Okie dokie. So we want to go in here. Pick that up. Oh wait, no. Oh no, a cat. And we're dead. Well, at least it lets us quickly load our save file. That's actually really kind of it. That makes it worthwhile to actually save. Wait, where are we? Oh wait, it actually kept me in my location? That's that's really kind. So the game actually just respawned me where I stood, but with my old stats. That's incredible. Like, I was fairly certain on it because like A and E are like some of the katakana I never forget, but Fu I don't always remember. So even though Fu is really simple too, it's like something I shouldn't be forgetting. Maybe that first spell is the protection spell. Because now I'm also not fighting anything. Oh, oops. Oh, I forgot there was an item here too. So now I have all the items. Because yeah, the first one is a protection spell. The second one is some sort of warp spell. I'm not sure what the third one is. Now we should have a bunch of items though. We do. I have no idea what any of them are. I'm going to take a screenshot of this though. There we go. Because that might be useful. Okay. They really need to figure out what the other attacks are as well, but they have more kana, which just instantly makes me not want to try. I mean, going with fire is fine right now, so. But I wonder, if that first one is a protection spell, and that one is a warp spell, what was that one? I'm gonna try and translate that title. It's clearly katakana, so. I'm going to feel so silly if it turns out it's not katakana now. Because I'm so bad at actually recognizing this stuff. Like I'm really not kidding when I say that. Like, my Japanese knowledge is entirely in like dialogue and spoken stuff. It's not reading at all. I don't have any kind of picture memory, and that's like my biggest problem with trying to learn Japanese. That's why I always have like a bunch of guides with me to like just check kana. So it's like it's going to be healing, isn't it? Hiri hearing, yeah. So let's just get the last one over with so I can feel a little bit vindicated. Good, yeah. Hearing. Look how easy that was when you actually bothered to stop and read the spellbook says. Yeah, she even says hearing. Just can barely make it out because of this game being what it is. Hello, Wolfman. So I'm not sure how much we want to level up to fight Cheso. Like, I genuinely don't know how grind this game is compared to the first episode. It's probably about on par. But yeah. I'm playing it safely, so... It's a really cute sound effect, gotta say. Alright, you can't walk backwards, you have to actually like turn around if you want to go backwards. Which is common sense for games like this, honestly. We just heal once after every battle now, I think. Like, there is... It might come back to bite me in the ass eventually, because, like, obviously I can't just use spells as much as I want. I think. Maybe you can. I don't remember now if this game actually penalizes you in any way. Because there's no visible mana or anything. It might be based on, like... It might be, like, a descriptive text that I'm not reading because I don't read Japanese. Which, you know... That's why I shouldn't be playing this game in the first place. But it's a special occasion, and it's also fun, so... But yeah, like, there's no, Oh, it ran off. I was going to show how there isn't any healing, spell in the, Healing! How there isn't any healing spell in, the fight menu, which I think is very interesting. But that's just how the game works, I guess. I gotta say, saving is actually pretty fast. If you watched me play Final Fantasy 1 on my Let's Play channel on YouTube, I played through the MSX version of Final Fantasy 1, the entirety of it, which is like the most tedious version of Final Fantasy 1 there is. And saving took forever in that. And didn't always work, so it was also that. Oh, one step into an enemy. Well, they didn't use protection spell, so that's my own fault, really. I'm going to see how we fare against Cheso. Now that we have leveled up at least twice. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. Hello. Yeah, warn me of things to come. There we go. So that's basically the game loading in the boss fight and the voice clips that's going to be playing during it. And we get to fight a Wolfman first. Oh, come on. Wolfman. I'm trying to fight Cheso. There he is. He is so ugly. God, he is so disturbingly ugly in this game. He's supposed to be handsome, but like there's something they did with the face. It's like, you know what he looks like? He looks like what is that comedy manga slash anime that's like a parody of BL stuff. Um, it's a good spirited parody, but like all the like they have a bunch of like triangular faces, and his face looks straight out of that. Anyway, Chess wants to steal our magic for himself. We're not gonna let him. Hopefully, we're going to burn him up. We missed. And Sheso killed us instantly. It's gonna be a grindy game, I think. Oh, that's a mean place to put us. But yeah, I guess that's how the continue system works. So it puts me right before the fight. That's actually pretty nice, though. No, we're still done for. I think what I'm gonna do is instead of sitting here and just torturing myself through a game I can't really read, is I'm going to actually like do a quick reference guide for myself that I can check like what the spells are, what the items are, and things like that, so that I can actually keep track of what things are. And then maybe I will try playing this again, because I do want to play the Monogatari games, and you know, this might actually be a good way for me to actually start memorizing katakana and hiragana. So, you know, who knows? Maybe. But I think we're going to call it a day for now. I just really wanted to stream this because of the anniversary thing. Because I love all Nadja, I love Puyo Puyo, I love Monogatari. And oh, I never mentioned actually, Monogatari, it was supposed to be localized under the title The Witchcraft Saga, I think. It might have been the Witchcraft Story, but I think it was the Witchcraft Saga. Like that was an English title included in the original MSX booklet that came with the game. That obviously never happened. No Monogatari game got localized until the reboot that Compile Heart put out, like I don't know, 8 years ago, maybe something like that, which was called Sei Monogatari, so essentially Holy Witchcraft Saga, and that got localized as Sorcery Saga. So the series does have a localized title, sort of, but it's easier to just refer to it as Monogatari because that's what it's called. And but yeah, this was all Nadja's origins, and a year later, they saw Dr. Mario, and oh, I never finished that story. Yeah, they saw Dr. Mario and was like, we can do this, but if we're going to get sued if we just copy Dr. Mario. So let's just use our own characters to hide the fact that we're copying Dr. Mario, and that's how Puyo Puyo happened. That's why it uses Puyo and Arle from the Monogatari games, because trying to hide the fact that the game was kind of stealing the idea from Dr. Mario. Again, something that Compile has admitted. There's a lot more stories to tell about this game, about the people behind them, about Compile, and the two separate follow-up companies, Compile Heart and Compile Maru, that have happened. But I will leave it here for now. And I will probably make a better stream of this when I can actually read some of the stuff. Ciao.